Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, as I was saying, I reviewed your responses and I made some notes for everyone's response and how I related it to the sales journey. And so we went over this yesterday, day 2 in activation. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that replay yet, it's okay. But we talked about the first half of that call was really like a more internal money mindset, really looking at everything that you're spending on in your business as an investment versus an expense. It kind of releases that contraction. And also just the reality that businesses cost money, y'all. Like they just do. And I know it took me a while to really like be okay with that. And I don't know. I think maybe, like I had mentors tell me that in the beginning but it just didn't like land. I was a little bit dense with it. It finally infiltrated through and I'm okay with it now. But I think one of the biggest blocks when it comes to investing in your business is projection from the past. When we make investments, and Sarah and I have actually talked about this in depth because Sarah and I have, like, as some of you probably have as well, just invested in all the courses and joined all the communities. And when it doesn't work out, when we don't get what we think we need or what we deeply desire from those experiences, it can create a block for us to move forward in the future, right? There's that projection of like, oh, again, I'm going to invest another however many thousands of dollars, and I still don't think I'm going to get the result I need. And so in my journey, I want to just shed like some light on this. In my journey, especially in the beginning, some of the investments I made were not in alignment because I wasn't in alignment, because I wasn't clear. Because I wasn't clear and I was entranced with the shiny object, I made investments in things that were there to sell me, but not fully serve me. Okay. So I want you, especially this crew, everyone in this space, even Sonia, she and I were together last year. Everyone in this space has gone through a heart-filled, depth-full container with the Institute for Coaching Mastery. You know what it feels like to be in alignment. And I want to just affirm that you have created a ton of clarity for yourself this past year, even though you may not feel like that right now. There is clarity here and there is connection to alignment here. Okay. You do have that. You do have that skill. You have each other. You have me. You have yourself. Okay. So I want to maybe soften any kind of like contraction that might be present for you with the reality of knowing that it's going to cost to build a business. Businesses cost money. Businesses are investments. We invest in our business. Businesses require us to invest in them. We get to invest in ourselves to be a better business owner, to be a CEO, etc. And so if there's anything here, just any like residual energy or stuckness or like, resentment, I want to normalize it. It's okay that you have this, and trust that you can create clear, aligned steps for yourself moving forward. Yeah. Okay. So just trust that and reach out in the communities that you're in, ICM, the Expansive Entrepreneurs Group, reach out to each other personally when you need a sounding board, when you need that support, when you just need the affirmation. Okay. So I want you just to trust yourself moving forward. I was not as resourced as I am back then as I am today. When I make my investments now, when I hire my coach, when I pay for her mastermind, I pay in full and I feel so fucking good about it. Much different than who and how I was in my business years ago. And so you are resourced. You know what alignment feels like. You have created a bunch of clarity for yourself. Yes, you have. It's here. And I want you to trust it moving forward. Okay. Okay. All with love, all with love. So sales journey. Thought someone joined. Maybe they did not. Let's talk about the sales journey. All right. So I teach this in all of my programs and containers. And I want to just open it up and let you co-create this with me. I have your responses in front of me. I have like who's working on what as it relates to this situation. So would it serve for me to call you out by name, not like call you out, but like call you by name as I'm going through this? Or do you want me to like just kind of go through it a little bit? Or do you want to start with just like some laser questions? How do you all feel about the sales journey yesterday? Like, how did it go? What's coming through for you in relation to this? So recap, sales journey. Let's kind of start there if that's okay. I'm good with Sarah's giving feedback. Good. I can always count on you, Sarah. I'm good with however you want to do it. Great. So let's, can you see this? I should pull it close there. Whiteboard. All right, whiteboard. So the sales journey. So I teach this. So you're going to get a lot of this and you'll get it layered in it at different points, whether it's free content or paid container. But this is something that I really want you to get grounded in that this is how your business moves forward. Okay. So for a lot of you, there is question around what are my next steps? What kind of strategy can I build out for myself? What I don't know. I need structure. I need help. I need accountability. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to put my focus. I don't know what I need to be working on. Specifically, some of you are in a shift or deeper connection and creation with your offerings and your dream clients or ideal clients, or however you want to call them. I call them dream clients, soulmate clients, because I believe that that is a thing. I believe that we have people that we are just like meant to work with and they come to us. And so some of you have the challenges or blocks around messaging, client detailing, which is what I call that, really knowing who your clients are and who you're meant to serve. And with that, with messaging and client detailing, you got to know your offer. Right? You got to have like the offer like set up. And that is in our first part of the sales journey, which is lead generation. So let me just back it up a little bit. Sales journey context. You are always in the sales journey in your business. Everyone that is connected to you, any type of prospect, future lead, friend who's watching and like, interested, people that you've signed, that you've worked with, that you've offered a clarity session to, they said, no, not now, maybe later. People are always you are always in the sales journey in your business, and people, your clients, your prospects, any of those folks out there who you've been able to touch in some way, they're in this too. Okay. Always. You are in business. You are in sales. You are in sales, you are in business, you're in business, you're in sales, you're in sales, you're in sales, you're in sales all day long, every day. You're in a journey with it, okay? In the coaching industry especially, there is this misunderstanding that you can create a lead and immediately convert them. Consider 50 to 80% of your market needs to be nurtured by you, which is the second step of building trust, okay? So I know a lot of you probably have a clarity session as part of your sales process. Consider your people might need more than that. And that was coming through in some of these intakes where you're looking for workshop ideas and a way to not let leads fall off the table. And, what system, what strategy do I need to have in place? Like, do I just constantly DM people? Do I build an email list? Like, how do I nurture? You didn't say that, but that's what I call it. How do I nurture people? How do I build that trust to get them into the place of conversion, right? So whether they're up here, they hadn't even become a lead yet, they might just be like floating in the periphery, or they are a lead, they are a prospect, you have connected with them, you are in connection, they're on your books next week for a clarity session. Whether they're a lead or not, or a future lead, it's your focus to be committed to your sales journey and really be The heart of this is building trust and inviting people into what's possible, which is something that we do every day in our business. Okay. And it doesn't have to be exhausting. So the way I teach this and will help guide you into it is that you need to be harnessing your gifts, your strengths, and your talents to do this so you don't burn out. I didn't love clarity sessions. I go too deep with people. If I'm in a one-on-one space, like it's like all the way down. And then it's like 2 hours later and I can't pitch because you're crying. Okay. So clarity sessions did not work for my sales process. But gifts and talents and where I shine is this. I love groups. I love building community. I love teaching. I have so much to share. I've spent almost 200 hours this year building out my signature program, content, so much floods out of me. I'm really good at that. So I want you to discover your gifts. You might work really well in the one-on-one space. That might be like where you shine and where your gifts come to life and they're amplified. For me, one-on-one is super deep. And I got tired, right? Like always doing one-on-one calls. It was too much for me. Now at this point, if you're in my one-on-one container and a couple of you are, you're like super fucking special because I work really deep with my one-on-ones. Okay. So, but a way for me to expand my reach and to create more impact and build community and empower entrepreneurs was to do what I do now. How I build trust is I have a Facebook group. I lead workshops. I do masterclasses. I have enrollment events. I'm teaching. I'm showing up. I'm building community and I'm serving on like an impactful, empowering, and inspirational level. I'm not in front of the screen doing deep work all the time with people in that way, right? It's not like I'm not good at it or I don't want to do that kind of work. It's just I needed an expansion. I needed to be living in my gifts more. I needed to be living in my talents and my passion. And part of my vision is to make impact on a bigger scale. And let me tell you this, the reason why I care so much about new service-based entrepreneurs is because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have invested and to not have money back yet. I know what it's like to have a ton of debt based in investments and not be generating revenue yet. I know what it's like to join the next program and the next group and not feel like I'm really seen or served, that I was just sold to. And underneath all of that experience that I've had, I also know your heart because I have the same one. It is a heart on fire. It is a heart deeply passionate. You are an incredible coach, all of you here. You are meant to heal. You are meant to teach. You are meant to guide. You are meant to lead people. And you know that. You deeply know that. You know you're not meant to stay stuck in some societal norm bullshit. You know you're meant to break free from that. And you know that your freedom generates freedom for other people. And that's really important to you. And I would hate to see you give up on your calling because you don't have a marketing strategy built out. That's silly. We can build your marketing strategy. That's okay. Like, do not give up your dream, your soul's mission and purpose because of messaging. No, we do not let the 3D plane affect our soul on that level. Okay. All right. So that is like my why. So I don't care if someone is in my ecosystem for a year soaking up the free content and doesn't buy from me. Good for you. I hope it serves. Do not give up. Keep going. Right. And that's a belief I have. So your nurture strategy needs to be like in the soul. You know what I mean? You need to feel it. It needs to resonate. It needs to have purpose. It needs to serve and meet them where they're at. And there's like a heart to that, right? Okay. So if any time, I love you, Garrett. Thank you so much. If at any time you have any questions, just drop them down. But I want to get up and talk about this a little bit more. How does that sound? Okay. I got on my new Lululemon, y'all. I'm feeling it. All right. Okay. You can hear me okay. So sales journey. So lead generation, building trust, invitation to possibility, and conversion. So high level, like what this is. And then I want to open it up to questions because I want you to be relating this to what your intake form was. And it might just call you guys out as well. Okay. So my first like 4 on the list are not here. Great. So I'll just look at this bottom half. Harry's not here. Sarah, I want you to be in the listening for offer alignment, personal branding. That's Brittany. And building trust. Emmy, I want you to be in the listening for client detailing, offer clarity. I wrote down mindset as well. Con, I want you to be in the listening for lead generation, messaging, consistency, and action. Like you don't take action. Take so much action. Tara, I want you to be in the listening for structure, strategy, long-term vision. Okay. So overall, everyone, personal branding is huge. You may not think it applies to you right now, but it does. Offer clarity, client detailing, strategy, structure, mindset, confidence, accountability, and systems. I wrote that down for everybody. Okay. If you're watching the replay, oh, Sonia, I didn't see her camera's off. Sonia, personal branding, offer clarity, client detailing, because you're in that messaging shift right now. Yeah, that's a big one. That's like you're changing like the foundation of your whole positioning with your offers and what you're doing and who you're serving. So listen up for that, Sonia. Personal branding, offer alignment, client detailing. Yeah. And Brittany, if you're watching the replay, I'll say sales journey, the strategy, visibility, lead gen, and strategy is what I wrote down for Brittany. Okay, Melissa, listen to everything. If you're watching the replay. Carrie, systems, structure and strategy, and personal branding. Yeah, telling your story. Okay, so lead generation. This is step number 1. So you are always in the sales journey with your people, and they are always in it with you. Okay, so you need to have like crystallized clarity in this area, in these areas, in this realm. You need to be clear and you need to be defined. So step number 1 is lead generation. You need to generate a lead in order to make a sale, right? But there's a lot of work that has to happen before you generate the lead. And for you all of you, you are here. You are ready. This is not hard. We make it hard, but it doesn't have to be. Consider that your most aligned leads right now are versions of you, younger versions of you from a few years ago, a few months ago, 12 months ago. Okay. So when you're generating leads, it's important that you have clarity, that you connect to the clarity of who you want to serve and how you help them. And I want you all to go 6 levels deeper than how you answer that question now. Okay. 6 levels deeper, the outcome that you help them generate. People do not buy how many Zoom calls they get with you as a coach. They do not buy the Zoom calls. They don't buy the Voxer. They don't buy the 3 or the 6 months. Those I call are components of the offer. Those are components. People are more interested in the outcome, the deliverable of the offer. And underneath that, emotion. We buy what we want to feel. I feel like J-Lo in my Lululemons. Okay. I will keep buying them. I bought them so much, they asked me to be an ambassador years ago. Now I get to keep buying them at a discount. I get to feel like J-Lo fucking ever. Okay. Thank you, Lululemon. Right? So we buy what we want to feel. I'm dropping the F-bomb, Sarah. I'm sorry. I feel like I always have to apologize. Sorry, put me on headphones, okay? So we buy what we want to feel, y'all. So how do your people want to feel as a result of working with you? How do they want to feel? A lot of you are probably going to say freedom, fulfillment, connected to purpose, not stressed, peaceful, aligned. These are emotional states, right? Why is that important? What happens in their life if they have that? Okay. 6 levels deeper, at least, maybe 10, 12. So you need to have clarity on the outcome and the deeper desire that your prospects have, that your dream clients have. What are they walking around with every single day, like desiring deeply? Okay. We buy what we want to feel. Stop selling the components of your offer. It's boring. I love you. It's boring. People want the emotion. They want the emotion. Okay. Offer alignment is essential for lead generation. Your offers need to be aligned with you. You need to love them, and they need to be aligned for your prospects, for your clients. They need to love them too. Now, I am talking a little bit more about the components. It wouldn't make sense for me to create an offering that wouldn't serve the new entrepreneur, the new coach, the new healer, the new teacher. Let me give an example. I have a friend who has a child with special needs, severe and profound, and she's been going through the trenches of her life, taking care of her kid. And she's like talking to me the other day. She's like, Emily, I want to be able to help other parents. What do I do? And I'm like, well, like, hold on, let's take care. Because she's also telling me how she's not able to drink water until noon because she's just running around chasing the kid and things are really hard. And I'm like, okay, so like, take care of you first. Like, what's your vision on how you want to help others? She's like, I don't know, maybe I should write a blog. Do you have time to write a blog? No. Do other parents with kids with special needs have time to read a blog? Okay, so that's not a good idea. Let's not do that. I quit writing on my blog because you guys aren't reading it. But y'all listen to the podcast, right? You're busy. Your moms, your entrepreneurs, your coaches, your partners, like you have a lot of different roles. So it's much easier for you to hear from me in your headphones versus read a 12-minute blog, right? So same. So you want to shift your offers to really like meet your people, give them what they want, make it sexy, make it attractive, right? Meet them where they are. Don't do what you think you have to do because other people are doing it. Actually, you should innovate and create something a little different. My group program is really different. It has a lot of different aspects and components to it. It feels like one-on-one, but it's group and it's evergreen and it's this and it's that. It's got a lot of different, it's different, it's innovative. Okay, so I want you to innovate and really think about what they need and how you're meeting them where they're at. Okay. All right. Client detailing. We've talked about this. So your 3 like important core aspects of effective lead generation. You need to have clarity on the outcome and the emotional desire that you help people achieve. You need to create offer alignment within yourself and for them. And you need to be deeply detailed into your clients, like deeply, deeply, deeply dropped in. Client detailing. And what I'll just speak to for this, and I'm going on a little bit about this because I know a lot of you are in the space of like visibility and generating clients and inviting them in for clarity calls and like, how do I do that? Client detailing, going back to the clarity of the outcome and the emotional desired state that you help people achieve. When you are client detailing, when you're doing that client detail work, you can sit down with just a few blank journals or a few blank pages in your journal or a fresh Google Doc and just write at the top, my dream client, and just start riffing. What do they need? What are their struggles? What are their obstacles? What are the problems in their life? Deeper, deeper, deeper. Keep going deeper. What happens if they don't fix the problems? What are they doing right now? Are they avoiding? Are they numbing? Are they DIYing it? Why do they need you to help them? So for client detailing, a key aspect to this to create efficacy is to know how your offer closes the gap for them where they are presently, where they want to be. My offer closes the gap because I help new coaches create marketing and sales strategy. I help them dial into their offer. I help them awaken their personal brand so they're confident and they're consistently connected to their long-term vision, generating leads and income and revenue in their business. My offer does that. That's what my coaching does. It closes the gap. You're here, you want to be here. My offer does that for you. So your people are here, get really detailed. You're here, you offer them this. It closes the gap. This is like the magic what you speak to. Okay. When you're in those clarity calls, you keep relating it back to that point. You keep relating it back to that. Me too, Kara. Kara signed up for my 6-month mentorship and I'm so excited. Yes, exactly. Right. And that, what's the feeling underneath? It's like, I get to launch my business. I get to build a 6-figure business. I get to make money doing what I love. I get to work 20 hours a week and be with my family and my kids. Like there's an emotional state here. Right. It's why you all signed up for Alyssa's program. And I got exactly what I needed when I signed up for that program. I wanted freedom, confidence, and clarity as a coach. I've been coaching people for a long time, long time, years. But I loved how her program like dropped me into my power in a way that I hadn't discovered it yet. You have that too. Okay. So close the gap for them. How do you close the gap for them? It's important for our prospects to know what they're currently doing and what they are going to continue to do does not work for them. It's not going to give them the results that they need. It's important that they know that and that they are guided with love and authenticity. I didn't just sell to Kara. She made the conscious choice, right? With love and authenticity, they're guided into the container. They're guided into the program with you, right? Okay. But there's a piece here after lead gen that's missing that I harp on because I think it's really important when it comes to authenticity, when it comes to being transparent, when it comes to really building a relationship, because business is about relationship. When it comes down to it, it's building trust. Number 2, this is really important. And I'm sorry that it gets left out in so many types of strategies and ideation around how to generate sales in your business. Building trust is huge, y'all. Huge. It's like a relationship. I'm not just going to go sleep with my new man. We're going to have trust first, right? We're going to build the trust first. Okay. So obviously I'm talking to someone new that just like came out. Anyways. Okay. So we're building trust, right? We're building trust. That's what we're doing. Yay for me. This is a nurture strategy in place. I want you to think about your nurture strategy. So a lot of you want to lead workshops. Emmy has a free Facebook group. That's a nurture. That's a place of nurture, Emmy. You're nurturing in that space, right? So nurture strategy, consistency, systems, structure, strategy. This is what I wrote down for build trust. Having a nurture strategy in place, having a build trust strategy in place. Sarah wrote this down as well. How do we create that like really strong, steady, know, like, and trust factor? How do people know us, like us, relate to us, and trust us? It comes with a strategy and it comes with consistency. Okay. Showing up consistently. You don't have to be on social media. You don't have to do it this way. You can be boots on the ground in your communities. Con is doing that really well. Con's connected to a yoga studio. She just led a workshop there. She had all these leads coming in. She's had clarity calls. She's had a lot of clarity calls. Then she had someone reach out to her and ask her for a speaking engagement. She's doing this totally like off social. But you see some things on social from Con, right? Social media can be your spillover. I built my first few businesses, my hair salon, my yoga studio, my yoga school. I built all of that offline. All of it. Social media was my dog, my dinner, and my kid. That's it. I built it all offline. Easier because it's brick and mortar. So I have no choice but to be boots on the ground in the community because we're literally like on Broad Street, you know? But you can do it with your online business as well. And actually, coaching is so much more impactful in person. Like, it's amazing. being in person, like, that, right? So your nurture strategy, here's where we talk about our gifts, our strengths, our passion, where we won't burn out. I don't want you to burn out. I have a bias around burnout because I've been burned out before. And so I always have that bias and protection of my people. Like, I don't want you to burn out. It's really easy to burn out in business. Raise your hand if you've been burned out before. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me see. This is where I'm wanting to figure out what is most aligned instead of just doing all the things at once. Okay, good. Are we talking about nurture strategy? Okay. I want strategy around what really works for my dream clients. Good. So you're in the listening and in the looking and in seeking. What do they need? How do I meet them where they are? What doesn't work? Are your dream clients like you? Are they like versions of you? Okay, so you've got like an inside look of like what would work and what does not work for them, right? Okay, so Sarah said, can't do that again. Staying ready for a new way. Yeah. Okay. I don't lead conversion events when I'm bleeding. I don't do like enrollment. Like, this is an enrollment event, right? Masterclass. I don't do it when I'm bleeding. I'm really tired when I'm menstruating. And so I don't do that. Sync your business to your life. You can do that. As women, we're all menstruators here. Okay. Everybody bleeds. Maybe not. Maybe you're on birth control. You don't bleed. You can sync to the moon, but you can just get in touch with your natural cycle and do that. So that's like one of my big preventatives. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. There's an app for that. It's literally an app to help you track your cycle so you don't schedule a big workshop on your like day 2 of period when you're bleeding and tired. Yes. Amazing, right? Amazing. Emmy's been avoiding the heavy days. Yeah, exactly. So give yourself that agency and permission to sync your business with your life. Sonia has a new baby. He's amazing. Javier. He was born maybe a month ago. Javi's like brand new. So Sonia, your challenge of finding the time to implement and get everything together, that's, I know, this is so precious. He's beautiful. That's, you'll have to really like take care of yourself, sleep when the baby sleeps, and use that time when you do have energy to build in your business. I want you all to show up in your business every day. Not a day goes by that I don't show up in my business. Even if it's a day off, I at least like open up ConvertKit or HoneyBook or something, like I am connected to it. It is a relationship. Okay. So building trust, nurture strategy. You need system structure. What are your questions about nurture? This is a really good time to kind of like pop it open. Or I can like go back into invitation to possibility and conversion. I can finish and then we can talk about nurture strategy. Would that work? Okay. No squirrels. All right. So let's come back to, I want to give you some tangibles to like go out and be like, okay, this is what I could do for nurture. This is how I could start building trust with people, whether it's content-based, content and brand-based, or community-based. So that's how I break it down when I teach this. For building trust, your nurture strategy can be content and brand-based, and it can also be community-based. Khan, put in the chat, what do you think is community-based? What do you do, Khan? What's community-based nurture? You're not going to get it wrong. She's like, what's the answer? Workshops. Mm-hmm. And BNI, what's BNI? Ah, yes, this one. Melissa's coming in. Networking. That's right. So community-based. Hi, Melissa. Yes. How's here? Look at our babe. There he is. Aw, beautiful. Hi. Okay. So community and content and/or brand-based nurturing. So there's 2 different ways to look at this. So community is more of the offline, or online is fine. Doesn't have to be heavy on the content. It's more around showing up, aligning your gifts, your passions, your talents into that channel of service and how you're nurturing people. So leading workshops, going to speaking events, going to conferences, summits, going to co-working spaces, collaborating with a coffee shop and hosting a vision workshop on New Year's Eve at your favorite coffee shop, right? Like these are community-based events, community-based approach to nurture. Content and brand-based nurture is more like what I do, posting on Facebook, connecting in my group, email marketing, consistently, like churning it out, because that's what lives inside of me, right? Naturally. It's not hard for me to write content. I love it. There's like a book in my Google Drive, a whole different book. Doesn't even have anything to do with my content. I love to write. I wrote all of my yoga teacher training curriculum, 200 and some pages from scratch, flooded out of me. It's what I do. I'm a really good writer. So I channel that gift into how I create content, right? So content and brand-based marketing or networking, nurturing, or community-based. You can do both, okay? So we'll come back to that, but I want you just to like designate that for your nurture strategy. You can do content and brand, you can do community, you can do both. Both. I like both, right? But we do need to have structure, consistency, and strategy with that. You guys might not get this off the cuff, but think about it when I say, what do you think is the most important aspect of creating a viable strategy in your business? Just put in the chat whatever you think it is. Totally like random question. What do you think is necessary when it comes to creating strategy in your business? What do you need to have? From the mind's eye, what do you need to have? No guesses. I know it's a hard question. Long-term vision. I love it. Being dialed in on your dream client and the long-term vision. That's right. Your vision. Sarah got it. Yes, exactly, y'all. Long-term vision, not only for your impact, but for your business. It's like you want it to be a viable business. You want it to grow, to prosper, to make money. Like you want that. Yeah. There's a vision that comes with that. There's an impact and income vision that comes with that. So the question was, what is the most like important aspect to creating a strategy that sticks, that stays? It's the long-term vision. Long-term is not fast. We're not speed dating. You can create short-term wins. They are accelerators, but they feed the long-term vision. Okay. So with your nurture strategy, with how you're building trust, whether it's on the internet or in your local community, it needs to be aligned and tied into the long-term vision that you have. You get to create that, and it's inside of you, the clarity. Remember, beginning of the call, you have the clarity, you know what alignment feels like. You can create that long-term vision for yourself. You know that vision. Get connected to it, and you want to make sure that your trust, your building trust, your nurture strategy is aligned, and it's clear, and it feeds the long-term goal. Okay. Number 3 of the sales journey, invitation to possibility. These two, build trust and invitation to possibility, they are core, and you are always doing it. You're always doing it. You're always showing up consistently, serving and nurturing leads, prospects, people, network connections that you have, that they can see the value that you bring. They can refer you people. They may not be your ideal client, but they can refer you people that are, because they know people. That's the power of the network, right? We're always showing up and building trust. We're also always showing up and inviting people into what's possible. Sonia, you were talking about messaging. So really important for you to go back to step number 1, because it sounds like you're kind of redefining this, who your clients are, who you want to serve, what that outcome is, what that desired emotional state is, how to create an offer that's really aligned for you and for them, right? So when you have this connection, when you have this clarity, you're able to deeply nurture and serve people, build trust, and invite them into what's possible. This comes through in the messaging, right? This is consistent, and it's about the relationship as a whole. If you watched yesterday's live, Emmy, Yes, this was the one. We do all this. We generate the lead, we build the trust, then everybody comes over for dinner and they're at the front deck, they're on the front porch, they're on the front stoop, and we just open the door and we stand in the doorway. And we're just like, I'm so glad y'all are here. Thank you for bringing cookies. I love your jacket. Oh, did you want to? Oh, come on in. So we have to like invite them in. We have to like roll out the red carpet. We have to be constantly talking about our offers, how we serve people, how people work with you, right? So are you doing that? Do you talk about how people work with you? Are you inviting them into what's possible? Okay. So when we invite people into what's possible, when we're inviting people into what's possible, we're doing it through choice. We're creating an empowered buyer versus being in scarcity, being in urgency, being in desperation. That is how we create misaligned leads and disempowered buyers. If you want a lot of chargebacks in your business, do that. See how it works out for you. It sucks. Don't do that. Create possibility. You're inviting people into possibility. You're inviting them in their choice. You're inviting them in to their choice. They're saying yes to themselves to show up and be with you. So the invitation to possibility is just as consistent as your nurture strategy. The door is open. Come on in. I'm so glad you're here. This is why my group program is evergreen. I don't like open, close, launch style. I don't like it. Right? Always invited, always open, always possible. You're going to create whatever structure you want for your offers. Evergreen works for me. It works for my energy. It works for my consistency. It works for how I show up in my business. It feeds the long-term goal. It may not work for you. That is okay. Do not create an evergreen program if you don't want to. Don't do that. But I'm just letting you know, like, this is what alignment looks like for me, right? And it works with me being able to invite people into possibility all the time. All the time. Okay. So the last step of the sales journey is conversion. This is where we make money. This is where the sales happen. So this is where your sales process. Yeah, Melissa said evergreen sounds lovely. Evergreen's in my vision. I feel aligned. But yeah, good, Emmy. So conversion, this is where we make money, right? So a lot of you, your sales process might be like a consultation call, a clarity call, where you're wanting to pitch at the end of the call if it's an aligned lead, right? So notice how you're like doing all the things at once. Notice how you generated the lead, you're serving and giving them a taste of what it's like to work with you, you're nurturing them, and you're inviting them to possibility and converting them hopefully at the end of the call. It's a lot for a 60-minute, 90-minute call, right? It's a lot. You can do it, okay? It's not like it can't be done. It definitely can be done, but just be connected to these pillars when you're going into that call. 100% can be done. 100% can be done. Check in with your alignment, right? See what feels good. Okay. What if you have a call, but they say not right now, maybe later? Now you have an evaluation sheet to look at and see like, okay, well, that really didn't help, did it? Where's the gap? You know, where's the gap? Do I need to nurture them more? How do I nurture them? What's my nurture strategy? What feels aligned for me? Okay. Were they not in possibility when I was inviting them? Were they too triggered by whatever we did that brought up something that it was hard to pitch in that moment? Give yourself an evaluation, a rundown. Okay. So under conversion, I have sales process, continuity, referral, and affiliate revenue. I'm going to sit down and speak about continuity for a second, because I think it's really important, especially for coaching businesses. If you're working with private clients one-on-one and you're doing like 3 or 6 month containers, and then it comes to the end of their container and you don't want to lose a client, or you're counting on more revenue, or maybe you haven't been doing this and you don't have leads coming in, like, what do? You try to re-enroll them, right? Or maybe they're not done yet. They still need time with you, so they need to re-enroll. That's a more natural flow into continuity. But I think for coaching businesses especially, continuity is key for sustainable revenue. So continuity looks like maybe it's a re-enrollment. If it's a group program, it's some type of like hybrid access to it. So like I have continuity with my signature program, right? So continuity looks like them being able to continue working with you, even if it's at a lesser price. It's not a fully re-enrolled price. You still have some kind of back-end offer for them to matriculate into. Today is about ascension. So I actually have an ascension model in my business. I am not going to teach that to you today because I don't want to overwhelm you. I want you to get dialed into your signature core offer right now. For a lot of you, it's private, one-on-one, could be small group, could be group. It's cool. My signature offer is a group program. But I have an ascension model in my business to where people can start here with me. They can start in a VIP Voxer channel container. Sarah, they can start there and they can matriculate up. They can move into Quantum Quad. They can then move into Expand. They can then move into Alchemy. They can then move into Maven. So I have different offerings where I can essentially work with someone for a few years and serve them. And during that time, they're growing, they're expanding, they're creating wins in their business, they're making more money, they're bringing in their friends, they're referring, their work is reflective of our work, brings in more visibility, more business, right? So if you're interested in continuity, I can absolutely host a training on that. But that took a little bit of time to build out, right? I just shared with you 200 hours this year on my signature program. It's a lot. It's a lot of time. Okay. But for now, think about your back end offer. Think about how you keep serving someone, maybe at a lesser rate and or lesser energetic touch point, maybe not as much time and energy if they don't fully re-enroll, but how can you create continuity within your offer structure? Really important for coaching businesses. So you're not always like scarfing for the leads. There's two parts to this. I want you to be able to, and with this, I want you to be able to create a way to consistently generate leads. As you're building trust, whether it's content and brand-based or community-based or both, as you're building trust in your nurture strategy, you are not just nurturing current prospects, you are generating new ones. So build trust creates new leads. When you show up in action, building trust for the current leads that you have, you will create new ones. That is how it works. Because you're consistently showing up in value. You're providing that value. So it's not just nurturing the 5 people that you have, it makes 15. Cool. Cool. So it's important for you to have that continuity in place as well, because you're still going to be generating leads, but you want to keep serving those that you're serving. There's a saying in business, it's easier to, I don't know what the saying is, but it's, I can't say it, but it's basically like, it's like 20% of, I'm not even going to try. What it means is it's kind of like it's easier to find a job if you already have one. It's easier to keep converting the same client versus always try to be focusing on new ones, because that person has already received value from you. So continuity and ascension. You want people to be able to travel with you. This is the first step to ascension. This is the first step of traveling. You can't even read the board. What a crazy thing. There we go. Okay. So questions about probably nurture strategy or something else. You can just unmute yourself and talk, ask your questions. I know when I acknowledge time, I'll stay on for another like 15, 20 minutes or so. Okay. Who has a question? What questions?
I have something just quick to share what I got from while you were talking. What I'm noticing is missing for me in planning my nurture strategy is just the real clear, like that detailed, the client detailing. So what came through to me as an action item, and I feel like so lit up about doing it. So is taking this younger version of me on a date and just like really deeply listening to her. Like, what do you want? What do you need? What would that look like? And then I love that like back end of like, so, and then let's imagine she goes through my package and then what does she need after? So I just love that idea. And it just helped me see that that's what's been missing, is like a lack of clarity on who I'm speaking to and what they really need. I've been
Right.
too broad, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. Like keep going deeper, deeper, deeper. And then when you're doing that, I love taking her out on a date. That's amazing. Great approach for this. The gap. Make sure you look at that. So you're going to identify like what they're presently doing, whether they're numbing out, avoiding, or trying to piece it all together themselves, DIYing it, and what they want, how life is now and how they want life to be. And then how your offer, when it comes to messaging, especially, like we want to get really clear on how your offer closes that gap for them and gets them from where they are to where they want to be. Yeah. So do that gap work and let me know what you come up with. I'm interested. I can't wait to know more. Yeah. Go for it, Melissa.
Okay, so I'm so sorry. I thought it was 1 p.m. PST. I'm so sorry that I interrupted you guys.
Sorry.
Oh my God. No. I'm so sorry. I was wondering to work with you in your packages. Now, after this call, would you send us a link and how we can start working with you on our business strategy? Or did you already discuss that? I just don't want to go over again. Okay.
No, I didn't already discuss it. I'm recording this as well. So I'll send out the replay so you can and watch the front end of this so you can kind of get that grasp of the sales journey. And yes, so how my follow-up process will be, I'll reach out to all of you after this. And if you want to, if we're not already working together, if you want to explore what future possibilities look like, we can hop on a call. So it's like just a 20-30 minute consultation call. And it's me offering like an open eye and heart diagnostic view of what you're currently experiencing in your business and what would serve you. So what of my offers would serve you? If it's not me, it's someone else. I know so many amazing coaches like you. And so I'm really earnest in that space. And that's the follow-up process. I hope that answers the question. Yeah. Okay, good. Cool. Emmy, do you have a question? Sarah?
I feel might be a lot of questions. I don't even know where to begin.
Did I overwhelm? I hope it wasn't like too much.
It feels like a lot of good info and a lot of things I really need to just hop off the call and then just like really like try to do the gap and stuff, because I feel like if I delve into all the questions, question marks I'm putting down on the paper of sheet, and I know I will have a lot of answers to myself already. So
oh, that's great. Answers.
yeah, because I feel that working on the gap from this to this gonna help a lot of things.
Yeah, for you, because I wrote that down, like really that offer clarity comes when we have our client detailing locked in.
Yeah,
like that is the progression, right? So I want y'all to like really focus on this space right now. Clarity, the outcome that you're going to help generate for people. You're going to help them create this in their life. Clarity, deep clarity. Remember, you have that. You know what alignment feels like. You've created so much clarity in your body and your emotional and your psyche this past year. You are so ready for this. You've got this. Deeper, deeper, deeper. And then once you do your client detailing, you'll be really like in the understanding of what offer aligns. Let me know, Emmy. Let me know what you come up with, because I kind of have a sense of like who you work with and how you're bringing in your tech skills right now to like nurture people and help them out. And also, boom, what's that gap? How do you close it? Yeah, what's the outcome? So keep me posted on that. I want to hear. Okay. Thank you for coming. I know you're busy today. Yes. Go for it, hon.
So I have a question. I know we're going to work on this, but it's regarding the ideal client, my dream client. Like I thought I wanted to help people like that. but then it, like, for example, the other day I had this clarity call with somebody who had trauma. I actually want to help somebody who had gone through trauma because I thought I went through trauma, but clearly her trauma is so much bigger than mine. And that's when I realized, okay, maybe not. And then another one is I thought I don't want to do business coaching. But then I talked to somebody who just started a business, who wants to do this, and who is actually interested in doing the inner work first while we're working on a strategy. So I'm like, oh, that's my ideal client. But then at first I thought, okay, no business coaching. So then this just made me feel like I am sitting here thinking about my ideal client. But the clarity calls told me that they're not, or they were not, but they are now. So it's just like confused me because I feel like a lot of the work I did was not useful. Like the only thing now I'm looking for is how willing this person wants to work with me. Like I don't want to do see, I don't know who I want to work, but I know a lot of people that I don't want to work with. Like I don't think I can work with people on their weight loss journey. But then I have someone who came to me like, I want to work with you on my weight loss journey. And I'm like, okay. So it's like every time I'm on a clarity call, I kind of have this on my previous, impression of who I can work with or who I cannot work with. So I'm just like wondering, like, yeah, I'm just confused.
I think it's incredible feedback that you're getting. I see it as that. It doesn't have to confuse you. It doesn't have to be confusing. It might not be what you were expecting, but that's okay. Because this is a really good example of what it looks like when you step out into the arena. So, Khan, you have fully stepped out into the arena of sharing, of hosting a workshop, of connecting in business networking groups, of talking about inviting people in, talking about what you do, what kind of like coaching you offer. And you've been getting 3, 4, 5 different kinds of leads coming in, all very different. And you showed up for each of them in like a neutral space where you led a clarity call. And clarity calls are great for this kind of feedback. And you received feedback. You received feedback on what feels exciting for you and what feels aligned for you as far as who you want to work with and how you want to help them. For you, because this is just what I have also seen of perhaps not giving yourself as much credit as you deserve.
Okay.
I would encourage you to follow what feels alive, what feels exciting. So the client who wants to start her own business, that feels really exciting for you. Do some inquiry on this. What about that feels exciting? You also said something really important. At this point, I'm looking for someone who's just willing. Willing sounds a little bit of a pull versus working with someone who's open and ready.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like they really want to work with me.
Okay. For me, when I heard willing, I was like,
No, it's like
there's some tension there. Okay, good. We want that open readiness from our clients. We do not ever want to like convince people to work with us, right? They are willing. They're willing. They're calling themselves forward. That's what you mean.
Yeah. But then it's like in my mind, I think maybe I need to work on this because whenever I saw someone fill up the clarity call, like last night, somebody fill up a clarity call, like that form. And then, and he said, I am ready to invest myself. Like, yes, like nothing, just yes. And then I look at what he wants me to help him with. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like working on this. So it's like every time my reaction is, I don't want to work on this.
Mhm.
Or maybe it's more like, I don't even know how do I help him to
Mhm.
pick a career path or something like that.
Mhm.
Until I got on a clarity call, but I almost canceled that call last night.
Mm.
But I didn't get your permission, so I didn't do that.
Good.
It just feels like every single, yeah. And
Something's coming through for me around you helping people connect to their purpose through action, whether it's starting a business or transitioning careers or shedding the 40 pounds that they're carrying that make them feel like shit. There's something around purpose and transformative action that you help to generate. And from what I know of you, that's what you've been living into. You've been living into deeply embodiment of your purpose and transformational action. So life is a mirror. Your clients are going to mirror what you're doing, what it's like for you. Not saying that you need to lose weight or et cetera, but if someone's transitioning careers, well, that could maybe mirror to you what life is like for you right now, right? And our clients will call us forward into really being in our own work and committed to our path. I could not be an effective business coach if I didn't invest in my own self as a business owner. My business coach is fucking amazing. I love her. I love her mastermind. I've learned so much. She has expanded the shit out of my life. I'm obsessed. And I get to bring it to you. I wouldn't be an effective coach if I wasn't like doing my own work. Our clients will really call us forward in that way. I know you've heard this before, and this is, you're in it right now. You're in it right now. You're in the arena. You're getting feedback on what feels good, what feels aligned, what does not feel good, where you don't want to place your time and energy. And that's okay. That's good. Just take notes. Take notes, follow what's most alive. And in the following of what's alive, connect to the theme of it, the weight loss, the intake from last night, the one who wants to start her own business. What's the commonality there? What do they each bring about that's alive? This is alignment, y'all. This is offer alignment. What do they bring about that's alive for you? How do you feel when you consider working with them? Two-way street, they consider, you consider. How do you feel, right? And what are they going through? Every one of those people is going through a big change, and they want support and accountability and empowerment. They want clarity. They want to be connected to something greater than themselves, right? So interesting to notice that is a recurring theme. So it's not that Khan has to niche down. None of you have to niche down necessarily, but you need to be clear on the type of guidance that you want to provide people, right?
okay.
And so I would say it doesn't have to be confusing. It is if you let it be, but it doesn't have to be. And you're more resourced than that. I'd say this is opposite of confusing. I'd say it's very clarifying. So look at it from that lens.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Recurring themes and what makes you feel alive.
Yep.
Sarah. Hi, Sonia.
So this is just really a share. I think nailing down the client has been one of probably the hardest thing that I have done for this like entire business stuff. And I also feel like I had a very close-minded thing of thinking like I wanted to do one-to-ones, and then really feeling like maybe I just need to open this up. It's like maybe I can do lots of different things and not just be looking for that one-to-one person. Like I could do this sort of work in lots of different ways. And I think like personal branding and thinking about my mission, like my movement that I want to start has been really helpful in helping to like narrow down who I want to work with. And yeah, I'm still figuring it out. And I don't think to me, it seems like it's not just an overnight process. Like this is like, you have to keep putting things out there and then getting back, getting the feedback and be like, do I like that? Do I enjoy this? I don't know. So it's been a process for sure. Still working on it.
So true. It takes years, to like, but you got to start somewhere.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. And it's when Marie Forleo says it, clarity comes from engagement, not thought.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
yeah, you get into that action, you're starting to get the feedback. Don't let it take you out. Don't let it confuse you. Let it help you clarify. Let it help you clarify. So I think it was Con, maybe it was you, Sarah, that when I first started like actually like, okay, saying I'm a coach and yes, you can hire me to be your coach. It was 2019. And I had already been coaching people at my studio and I had a mentorship within my program at my yoga studio where I was certifying new yoga teachers, and then I was mentoring them beyond their 200 hours with me. And so I was coaching them throughout all of that. Right. And coach archetype is inside of me for sure. It's like my whole life. But in 2019, I was like, okay, you can hire me to be your life coach. And the work I was doing with people was so deep, was so spiritual, was so much healing. I mean, I felt like the uninformed, not certified therapist half the time. It was a lot, And I was like, I don't want to do this. This is way too much. Like, I only have a 4-year degree in psychology. I am not equipped. This is too much, So it for me, that was feedback. I didn't give up, but I was like, all right, so I got to dial in a little bit. 2020 hit. And then all of a sudden, all of my clients were business owners. And so it was like, I was helping them. We were all going through massive change, but we were also strategizing the Jesus out of their models because they wanted their business to survive. They had to survive. Whether it was the person who bought my yoga studio from me, I was coaching her. I was working with someone who has a candle company who now has candles offered in Williams-Sonoma, y'all. Come on. Amazing, right? But like I was helping business owners, and it was just like, it came to be and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to serve. So like Sarah says, it's a long process. And a lot of times we start off like on the surface layer. We have to go deeper. We have to allow for that time and space to really get resonant with who we want to work with. But you got to start now. And when I took my business organically online about a year ago and started creating content and showing up on social, and that was part of my migration, my growth, I had people reach out to me and ask me if I'm a content writer. I had business owners reach out to me and ask if I would write content for their business. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm writing for my own business. But when you do that, when you like make those steps out, people are going to reach out to you and ask you to do things that are like, that's not really an offering that I have, but should I consider it? Yes or no? So, but that's just like feedback that, oh, my content must be good if other people want me to write it for them. So that was good feedback for me. I'm writing good content. Good to know. So you get all kinds of feedback when you step into the arena. Receive it as that. It's a gift. It's a gift, and it does take time. So yeah, I love that share, Sarah. Like, it's so true. We just got to get on the journey and it will keep getting better. We just have to trust that. Yes. Sonia, I think you're last up, baby. Yeah. Good to see you.
Thank you. I'm so excited I made it.
I honor you for like prioritizing this. You have so many more important things right now, literally in your hands.
I won't lie to you. He went down right at 1 o'clock, and I was like, I can jump on the call and just be on the call, or I can shower too. So I'm
glad you showered. Glad you did that. Take care of yourself.
So I did it all. So it's funny, this conversation, that this is how I am where I am right now in the transition of my business. And it's just, just the great timing that I'm off of my corporate job. So I don't have to I have, my babe, obviously, and focusing on that, but I have this world of opportunity where I do get to focus on my content and my business solely, other than, you know, what's happening, and what's happening in my life is going to feed a lot of my content for my business as well right now.
Perfect.
So, you know, here it sounds like a lot of you are kind of at the beginning of the coaching journey. So I'm 2 years in, and I recognize that when I started, I was really just trying to like checklist all of the things that I needed to do, all of the suggestions, recommendations, free workshops, free webinars, paid mentorships, all of that. And I think in the last 2 years of working with clients, I've really recognized that, yes, okay, the one-on-one work is very much it lights me up. It's my passion. I love the deep dive. I love being able to, you know, range from building roadmaps and businesses and building products with my clients right through to like the deeper work that's near almost therapy, right? So um that's been a big realization for me. And so, and what I thought I wanted to focus on and how I wanted to champion the work that I do originally, and all of that effort I put into my copy and my website and my offering, um, that was great, but it's no longer, it's not really speaking to the level of work that I'm doing. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, is really articulating all of the things that I feel like I've embodied in the last couple of years, and the successes that my clients have had, and then building systems that are also more aligned. So I'm starting from scratch, but with a lot of information, if you will.
Mhm.
So so that's it. And I'm a creative, so I'm endlessly coming up with ideas, and I'm in product development to begin with, so my brain is constantly developing ideas and products.
Oh
So
boy.
so right now, I have this idea of just how I got to have the most magical, beautiful birthing experience that I had, all of the work leading up into motherhood, all of this. So aside from the coaching work that I'm engaging my clients in now, I have this other branch of work that I want to be able to articulate and how to do that. And I'm thinking a group setting is more like it's going to be more effective,
Mhm.
and building community, which is something I didn't think I wanted to do before.
Mhm.
So I'm just kind of, I have so much that I think I just need to dial in. And I think that that's where my, like, creating a roadmap for all of the things, because my vision is really huge. Like, I know for me, my biggest, like, I don't have revenue goals per se, just because they don't motivate me. They don't inspire me. But I have impact goals. And so I have this impact goal to influence or impact 1 million lives, for example, you know. So that's what lights me up, and it's not measurable, you know. My one client has a business where she has 30 leaders that lead 50 group people, you know. So each, so it's just one of those things that, like, yes, I'm making an impact and I know it, but I'm not really seeing it. So really creating little pockets of where I can see that evidence and have it materialize, and get the, you know, the feedback, get the testimonials and all of those pieces. So there's just a lot of, it's like I'm starting over, but I have so, like, I have tons of and tons and tons of inventory to work from. So it's almost like I'm setting up a new store, if you will, if it were physical. And I had every single piece of furniture, every single piece of inventory, all the employees, and I've just got to go from like square one.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And I would say, because of it is a fun place to be. And because of all of the experience that you've had, there will be an acceleration here for the result that you create, for the impact that you can start to finally measure. What was really coming through for me when you were sharing, Sonia, is personal branding. To be connected to your values translated into your pillars, of the work that you do and your presence, your impact, how you show up. So personal branding is a lot of times not prioritized by folks like us, new service-based entrepreneurs, coaches, teachers, healers, leaders. And it needs to be, especially since you have the gift of ideation and creation. Having pillars to ground you and help you connect to the long-term vision of the impact of you, your brand, your work. From that space, then you can build out systems, then you can build out structure, then you can create an aligned strategy that connects all the pieces. That's my insight. That would be how I would, and I love personal branding. That would be like my creative way to create that aligned, exciting, inspirational structure in your business that you need to move it forward in the way that you feel called.
Yeah.
Personal branding might feel like it's an answer out of left field, but the way I am in relationship with personal branding and how I teach it and help other people awaken their branding, it's you take your values and transform them into pillars, and you connect to the essence, the tone, the energy, the impact of your brand. And I call that brand captivation. And you form like a headline mission statement, and all of your pillars are fully expressed as who you are. So for you, one of your pillars is around motherhood now.
Yeah.
Yay. Beautiful. And like, what's the impact you want to create? What's the essence? What's the tone? Why is this important? What's the mission? And so helping you create those 4 like core pillars of your personal brand, that your programs, your content, your long-term vision, your strategy, everything feeds and it comes off of that. So my brand pillars are highest CEO self, expansive energy, the brave path, spirit-led, heart-centered. And it's like, expand is the name of my signature program. The brave path is the name of my podcast. Highest CEO self, we're talking about it every day in this space. Spirit-led, heart-centered, you know I'm going to bring it. That's me. It's all of me. Nothing is left out. The brave path, I also get to talk about being an anti-racist white mom to my biracial son. Y'all didn't see that coming, but that's me. It's here. Has nothing to do with business, but it's me. It's here. Right? So I think like getting really, for you, because you're so creative and you have like all the ideas, I think if you had those pillars, if you were like connected to your personal brand in a way that was fully embodied, nothing is left out, then that would create those paths and direction for you moving forward in your creating of your offers. You can create offers, you can create messaging, you can create copy that converts. Like you can do that. You can get better at it as well. I'm getting better at it every day. The more I show up, the better I get. You can do that. You have the confidence of experience behind you. Now it's like dial in, get crystallized, get clear, create structure and strategy, create structure and strategic path moving forward. And I would suggest doing it through the lens of your personal brand.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I look forward to talking to you more about like what to do, because I have, I'm like a course junkie. So
all of us on this call, I think all of us.
I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. That's going to make sense, because and intertwining what I already have with what you have available, because I feel like, yes, I'm at a very not unique, but like I'm at a very opportune point to really nail this, basically.
Like Sarah said, it's a fun place to be.
Yeah.
And realizing how important it is. Yeah, we've been talking about personal branding all week. Super important. Yeah. I look forward to talking with you. We'll connect soon. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm sorry the form was locked down last minute, like madness and scurrying. Emmy's busy today. Thank you for staying on the entirety of the call. Look, it's Javi. Everyone send the baby blessings. I love that you're wearing him. Those days were the best. Do you remember those days, Sarah? It's been a while for us. My son picks me up now. I'm like, put me down. So sweet, Sonia. It does go by fast. Enjoy it. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for showing up. Are there any more last reflections, questions, anything? You guys feel complete? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sarah, for showing up. I will talk to each of you soon. Thank you for being here. I love you. Mwah. Have a great weekend, y'all. Bye.